Alright guys, so we're just going to jump straight into another deck profile. We're going to look at Yamato, however you say her name. So this leader is actually pretty decent. It's double attack. Activate main if your opponent has 3 or less life. Attach 2 rested don to one of your characters. So this is actually a really decent ability for this leader. I really enjoy playing this deck. It's a ton of fun. So we've got 4 Ijo. Ijo is a on play rest up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. So this card is actually really decent, especially if they drop out of Borsellino. It can't be KO'd by effects, but you can still rest it, right? I run 4 of them. It is also a WANO card. I run 4 of Momo. Momo is a searcher. He does the exact same thing as Jewelry Body, except he searches WANO. It's an activate main, tap 1 Don, you may rest this character, look at the top 5 cards, reveal up to 1 WANO type card, and then put the rest to the bottom in any order. So this is actually really good to get cards in hand, filter through the deck, the hand, try and get counter power, try and get cards that you really need. We've got 4 Haughty Jones. Haughty is like the end game dude. So here's a rush card. On play, rest up to a total of 2 of your opponent's characters and or Don. Then put the top of your life card into your hand. So you're at the turn where you can rest a blocker, 2 blockers, or blocker and a Don. So you drop him down. If the opponent's got 2 blockers on board and that's what they're hoping to survive with, rest them and just go for game. Just go ham. He's actually really decent. You just got to know when to play him out. So you don't just want to play him out and take a life if it's going to jeopardize you the game. So you really got to work out when to drop him. I decided to keep 2 beige in the deck. Everyone knows what beige does. Everyone doesn't like beige. Up to one of your opponent's leaders or characters cannot attack during this turn. So I only left 2 in the deck. I still think he can be pretty decent. He can help out with stopping an attack come through. You can also put him in your life with Hiyori, so he's actually still pretty solid. He is a 2k counter as well. My favourite card, Onami. Onami is an on play, give up to one of your leaders or characters, banish for this turn. So she's really good to drop out, add banish to your lead, add as much Don under your lead, double attack banish 2 life straight off the bat with Onami and Yamato. So I really do like this card. The trigger effect is actually pretty decent too. K up to one of your opponent's 5 cost or lower characters. So either way it does work out. If you use it as a banish or you use it as a trigger, it is still a decent card to have in the deck. I decided with Kiku no Ju that I'd run 3. I probably will go to 4, maybe, to see how the deck goes. So Kiku no Ju on KO, if your opponent's life is 3 or less, place the top card of your deck to the top of your life. And the trigger effect is if your opponent's life is at 3 or less, play this card. So it's actually a solid trigger. It's a solid on KO, you gain a life. It's all round good. It's basically a Magellan except yellow. No one wants to kill it, but you got to get it off board. So we have Hiyori. Hiyori is actually pretty decent. It's a 2k counter. On play, you may put the top or bottom card of your life pile into your hand. Put up to 1 card from your hand on top of the life pile. So it's actually really good to filter through. Put a trigger on top. See what else you got in life. All round decent card. And with Momo blocker, which I'm about to talk about, you can put it back to life. So Momo, he's a blocker, no counter. On play, place up to one of your WANO type characters other than Momo on the top or bottom of its owner's life pile face up. So sorry about that tongue twist. So basically, you play a Hiyori, you search through your, you get bottom or top card, place another card back on. You can play this out at your 7 Don turn if you need to. The 5 cost Momo, and then put Hiyori back to life, and you basically healed yourself a life, and you got a blocker on board. I probably wouldn't suggest this to play it out willy-nilly. You probably want to be strategic with that play. With what I've seen, I have watched a couple of other videos to see how people play Yamato, and yeah, it's pretty straightforward actually. We have the 4-cost 5k Neko. So Neko is actually pretty good. You attach 2 Don. This character can also attack your opponent's active characters. So it actually works when you've got your opponent down to 3 life or less. You can use Yamato's ability, whack 2 rested Don under Neko, and swing at a blocker. That's what I normally do. I will actively swing at a blocker. They can't block with that blocker that you're going to attack, so they've got to either counter out of it or kill the blocker. So it works. Good strategic play, and the trigger is if your opponent has 3 life cards or less, play this card. So it's really decent. So now we're going to move on to a bit of a new addition. So I really was tossing up putting this card in the deck. I have seen people play this card in their deck. So I decided to put 2 Charlotte Linlins in. Everyone knows what Charlotte does. Not many people like it, especially people that don't play yellow. On play, your opponent chooses one of the following effects. Trash 1 life card from the top card of your opponent's life area. Put 1 card from the top of your deck onto your life area. So basically, the opponent has to choose whether to trash a life of their own, a life card, straight to trash, or you gain a life, and that's it. So for 7 Don, it can really change the game up, especially if they trash the life thinking that they're going to be good, which majority of the time people give you to gain the life, so you heal 1. It's actually a pretty strategic card. I like it. I just didn't put too many in because I don't really want to brick too much with this deck, and there's quite a few non-K counter cards in here already. I decided to try Ace. Now, Ace is on play if you have 2 life or less. This character gains Rush. So for 5 Don, he's a 7k Rush. Is actually not too bad in the deck. I only put 2 in. I don't see a lot of him. But he's another Rush card to have in the deck. And 7k is actually pretty decent for a 5-cost. We have 4 Yamato. She's also a Rush. I actually don't mind the on-playability of this one, especially when you're looking for Haughty Jones for endgame. So, on play, look at all of your life cards. Place 1 of the cards on the top of your deck, then return life cards in your desired order. So, you pick up all your life, you go, okay, I'm going to put, if Haughty's in the deck, okay, I'm going to put Haughty Jones on top of the deck, in life, on top of the deck. And then you can rearrange the rest of your life cards how you want them to come out. So it's actually pretty good. It's a 2k counter. I don't use her a lot as a Rush because it's very situational, but she is a 2k counter and she's searchable off Momo. So I put her in the deck. I think she would do well. Emaru, yeah. I run 3 Emaru. I think it is a very situational card, but it can be really good because for 2 Don, you buff your character by 3k, character or leader, and if you're at 1 life, you can rest a 4-cost or less, so it's actually good. And the trigger effect on it's not too bad either, which is you may trash 2 cards from your hand, add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to your life. So if you're in a situation where you can actually do that, it's actually pretty viable to probably do that to save yourself for another turn. But if you're at a point where all you've got to do is rest a block and go for game, it's actually good that way too. We've got the 0 cost. Everyone runs a 0 cost in this deck, and I think it's worth it. You may trash 1 card from your hand. Your leader or up to 1 of your characters gets 3,000 power for this battle. So it is pretty good because you've got to trash 1 card. You normally go for the non-counter. The trigger effect is if you have 0 life cards, put the top card of your deck onto your life pile, then trash 1 card from your hand. So it's actually not too bad to either counter out of or gain it or heal a life. Now finally, I've got Soul Pocus in the deck, so I mainly want to try and trigger this out of life. I don't really want to have to put 5 Don to it to play it. So it does exactly the same thing as Charlotte Lin Lin, but the trigger is it's pretty decent trigger. You can't get past the trigger. Activate this card's main effect, and it's exactly the same effect as Charlotte Lin Lin, the 7 cost. So this is the YAMATO deck. We're going to go across to gameplay, and we're going to check out how this runs. Alright, we are going up against Blurple Croc. Now, I think I might keep this, because I've still got the Searcher there. I guaranteed a Haughty to end the game. I've got 2 Banish cards and a Rush. So I can still search, which I'll play out Momo. And end turn. Draw. Draw 2. So we want to do a big swing at lead to see if they'll take the life or trash counters. If we get counters out of their hand and enough, we can do a double attack banish. If not, yeah, no, they're going to do that. So they can't do the second part. Oh, they can because I have that. Okay. Okay, so they've got 3 cards in hand. So I'll be at 8 again. What can I do? They're going to kill off Momo, which that's okay because that's a target. I'm going to do double attack banish, I think. Should be able to do it. If I can't, and they can counter out of that, I can go again. They countered it. Okay. We'll go again. Because they've already used 3 counters. So would go 10k double attack banish. 7. We will take that first one. So, okay. So, we will drop that to rest that. We don't want to KO it because it's going to give him an event card from trash. We will go 9. Attach 2 and attack for 5. Now we've got another Izzo in hand, so we can rest it again. Okay. Just because there's like good Brokes Works cards, don't want to really give them an event. And that's what they're hoping for. They're hoping to block an attack so they can gain the event. Okay. So 3. We want to try and get 2 attacks in, I think. So we'll go, so 3. Do we let it die? Because we're at 7. 8, 9, 8, 7, 6. So leave it as 6. Which we can go 9, double attack, banish 2 under that to make it 5 to put the pressure on. No, we'll let it go. Don't know if that was a wise move, but we will see. We'll rest it again. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, attach, play out Nami, to go double attack banish. Can they get out of that? Alright. So now we got an extra 2 bodies on board from that. So maybe it was good to let that Nami die so we can get bodies on board. Okay, so now there's 2 blockers. So they fit the 3 blockers. Okay, so realistically, how many issues have we gone through? We've gone through 2 issues. So if we can hit an issue, that'd be really good. So 6. I've got to take that. Use to get rid of 1. That works. Okay, so we'll draw for turn. We're going to drop Haughty. Going to rest 1, 2. Okay. So we'll go. Oh, we didn't need to. I was thinking about just attacking with 8, and then I decided that I wanted to use Yamato's ability to go to 10, then go to 13, attack with that, which would have been what, 4, 9, 10, 11. So, and he wouldn't have been able to do anything with that. So I would have won either way. But there you go, guys. That's just a quick crash course on the Yamato deck. As you've seen, there was what? Didn't see any of the Charlotte Linlin cards. They're just there because, you know, they help. Anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by, checking out the video. Make sure to smash the like button, comment down below, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. It's free, and you'll be updated with all the new content. Catch us on the next one.